Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the epic conclusion to Lara Croft's origin trilogy, and it's a fitting end to her journey. This time, Lara ventures deep into the jungles of South America, where she must confront her darkest self while racing to stop a Mayan apocalypse. The game combines breathtaking visuals, intricate tomb puzzles, and intense combat sequences. What sets it apart is its emphasis on exploration and survival, making you feel like a true adventurer. The emotional depth of Lara's journey, paired with the game's cinematic storytelling, makes this a must-play for fans of action-adventure games. Whether you're scaling ancient ruins, solving challenging puzzles, or engaging in stealth combat, Shadow of the Tomb Raider delivers an unforgettable experience. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales is a standalone expansion that puts you in the shoes of Miles Morales, a young hero finding his place in the world. Set in a beautifully rendered New York City during winter, the game shines with its vibrant visuals and Miles' unique abilities, like bioelectric venom strikes and camouflage. The story is heartfelt, focusing on Miles' struggle to balance his personal life with his responsibilities as Spider-Man. The gameplay is fluid and exhilarating, with web-swinging mechanics that are pure joy. The combat is fast-paced and satisfying, with a mix of acrobatics and special powers. Batman: Arkham Knight is the final chapter in Rocksteady's Arkham series, and it's a triumphant send-off for the Dark Knight. The game delivers a gripping story, pitting Batman against the mysterious Arkham Knight and a city overrun by fear gas. The introduction of the Batmobile adds a new layer of gameplay, with high-speed chases and tank battles that are both thrilling and challenging. The combat system remains flawless, and the open-world Gotham City is a joy to explore. The game's dark tone, complex characters, and cinematic presentation make it a definitive Batman experience. Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 is often hailed as one of the best first-person shooters of all time, and for good reason. The game combines fast-paced action with a surprisingly emotional story. You play as Jack Cooper, a pilot who bonds with his Titan, BT-7274, in a tale of camaraderie and sacrifice. The gameplay is a perfect mix of wall running, parkour, and mech combat, offering unparalleled variety and excitement. The level design is inventive, with standout moments like the time-shifting mission, Effect, and Cause. The multiplayer mode is equally impressive, with fast-paced matches that keep you coming back for more. God of War RAGNARÖK is the highly anticipated sequel to the 2018 reboot, and it delivers on every level. The game continues the story of Kratos and Atreus as they navigate the Norse realms and face the impending apocalypse. The storytelling is masterful, exploring themes of fatherhood, destiny, and redemption. The combat is visceral and satisfying, with new abilities and weapons to master. The world is vast and filled with secrets, rewarding exploration at every turn. The emotional depth of the characters, combined with stunning visuals and a powerful score, makes this one of the most memorable games of the decade. Detroit: Become Human. Detroit: Become Human is a narrative-driven experience that explores the moral complexities of artificial intelligence. You follow three androids, Kara, Connor, and Marcus, as they navigate a world where humans and machines clash. The game's branching storylines and choices create a deeply personal experience, with multiple endings based on your decisions. The visuals are stunning, and the performances are top-notch, making it feel like an interactive movie. The themes of freedom, identity, and morality are thought-provoking and will stay with you long after the credits roll. Cyberpunk 2077. Despite its rocky launch, Cyberpunk 2077 has evolved into a compelling RPG set in the sprawling, neon-lit Night City. You play as V, a mercenary chasing immortality in a world dominated by corporate greed and cybernetic enhancements. The game offers deep customization, branching dialogue, and a rich open world filled with side quests and secrets. The Phantom Liberty expansion further elevates the experience with a gripping spy thriller storyline. The visuals are stunning, and the world building is immersive, making it easy to lose yourself in Night City. The Last of Us Part 2 is a harrowing tale of revenge and redemption that pushes the boundaries of storytelling in video games. You play as Ellie, seeking vengeance in a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by infected and human cruelty. The gameplay is tense and brutal, with stealth and survival mechanics that keep you on edge. The narrative is emotionally charged, exploring themes of loss, trauma, and the cycle of violence. The visuals and sound design are unparalleled, creating an atmosphere that lingers long after the credits roll. Dead Space Remake. The Dead Space remake is a faithful reimagining of the 2008 classic, bringing the horror of the USG Ishimura to a new generation. The game retains the claustrophobic atmosphere and terrifying necromorph encounters while modernizing the visuals and gameplay. The sound design is particularly noteworthy, with every creak and groan keeping you on edge. The story of Isaac Clarke's fight for survival remains as gripping as ever, with added depth and detail that enhance the experience. God of War. God of War is not just a game, it's a masterpiece that redefines what action-adventure games can be. This time, Kratos is no longer the rage-filled Spartan we once knew. He's older, wiser, and a father to a young boy named Atreus. Together, they embark on a deeply personal journey through the Norse realms to fulfill the dying wish of Atreus' mother. The game's storytelling is phenomenal, blending themes of parenthood, loss, and redemption into a narrative that will stay with you long after the credits roll. The combat is visceral and satisfying, with Kratos wielding the Leviathan axe, a weapon that feels incredibly powerful and versatile. The world is rich with lore, hidden secrets, and breathtaking visuals. The relationship between Kratos and Atreus is the heart of the game, evolving naturally as the story progresses. Metro Exodus. Metro Exodus takes the series to new heights with its blend of survival horror, first-person shooting, and open-world exploration. Set in a post-apocalyptic Russia, you play as ARKHAM, a survivor searching for a new life beyond the confines of the Moscow metro. The game's world is both beautiful and terrifying, with sprawling landscapes, abandoned cities, and mutated creatures lurking in the shadows. The story is gripping, filled with moments of tension, emotional depth, and moral choices that impact the outcome. The gameplay emphasizes survival with limited resources and a constant need to scavenge for supplies. Whether you're sneaking through dark tunnels, exploring the open wasteland, or engaging in intense firefights, Metro Exodus offers an unforgettable experience. The game's atmosphere is further enhanced by its stunning visuals and haunting soundtrack. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider is a thrilling adventure that takes Lara Croft to the snowy mountains of Siberia in search of the lost city of Kitej. This game refines the formula of its predecessor, offering larger environments, more complex puzzles, and a deeper, more personal story. Lara's quest to uncover the secrets of immortality leads her to face both human and supernatural threats, testing her limits as a survivor and explorer. The combat is intense and satisfying, with a mix of stealth, archery, and close-quarters combat. The exploration is rewarding, with hidden tombs, relics, and challenges scattered throughout the world. The visuals are stunning, from the icy tundras to the lush forests, and the voice acting is top-notch. MAFIA Definitive Edition. The MAFIA Definitive Edition is a complete remake of the 2002 classic, bringing the story of Tommy Angelo to life with modern graphics, gameplay, and voice acting. Set in the fictional city of Lost Heaven during the 1930s, you play as a cab driver turned mobster, navigating the dangerous world of organized crime. The story is gripping, filled with memorable characters, moral dilemmas, and moments of betrayal. The city is beautifully recreated, with a level of detail that immerses you in the era of prohibition and gangsters. The driving and shooting mechanics have been modernized, making the gameplay more accessible and enjoyable. The game also features a variety of side activities, from racing to collecting hidden items. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is a return to form for Star Wars games, offering a compelling story, tight gameplay, and a galaxy filled with adventure. You play as Cal Kestis, a Jedi Padawan on the run from the Empire after the events of Order 66. The game combines tight lightsaber combat with Metroidvania-style exploration, rewarding you for revisiting areas with new abilities. The story is engaging, with well-written characters and a plot that ties into the larger Star Wars universe. The worlds are a joy to explore, with hidden secrets, puzzles, and challenges scattered throughout. The combat is fluid and satisfying, with a mix of lightsaber duels, force powers, and tactical thinking. Days Gone. Set in a post-apocalyptic Oregon, Days Gone follows Deacon St. John, a biker and drifter trying to survive in a world overrun by freakers, zombie-like creatures. The game's open world is vast and filled with danger, from hostile humans to massive hordes of freakers. The story is surprisingly emotional, exploring themes of loss, hope, and redemption. The horde mechanics are a standout feature, offering intense and chaotic battles that require strategy and quick thinking. The gameplay is a mix of exploration, combat, and survival, with a focus on scavenging for resources and upgrading your gear. The world is beautifully rendered, with lush forests, abandoned towns, and dynamic weather. If you're a fan of survival games with a strong narrative, Days Gone is worth checking out. Death Stranding. Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding is a unique and divisive experience that defies traditional gaming conventions. You play as Sam Porter Bridges, a courier tasked with reconnecting a fractured America in a world ravaged by supernatural phenomena. The gameplay revolves around traversal and resource management, creating a meditative and often challenging experience. The story is cryptic and philosophical, exploring themes of connection, isolation, and the human condition. The visuals are stunning, with breathtaking landscapes and meticulous attention to detail. The soundtrack, featuring artists like Low Roar, adds to the game's haunting atmosphere. While Death Stranding may not be for everyone, those who connect with its themes and gameplay will find it to be an unforgettable experience. Assassin's Creed Unity. Set during the French Revolution, Assassin's Creed Unity offers a richly detailed open world and a compelling story of love and betrayal. You play as Arnaud Dorian, a young assassin seeking redemption in a city torn apart by political turmoil. The parkour mechanics are some of the best in the series, allowing you to seamlessly navigate the streets and rooftops of Paris. The co-op missions add a new layer of gameplay, letting you team up with friends to complete objectives. Despite its rocky launch, the game has been polished into a solid entry in the franchise with stunning visuals and a vibrant living world. Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is a relentless, adrenaline-pumping shooter that takes the formula of its predecessor and cranks it up to 11. You play as the Doom Slayer, a one-man army tasked with saving Earth from a demonic invasion. The combat is fast, brutal, and incredibly satisfying, with a wide array of weapons, abilities, and upgrades at your disposal. The game introduces new mechanics, like the Flame Belch and Blood Punch, adding depth to the already intense gameplay. The story is over the top and filled with lore, but the real star is the gameplay. The levels are designed to keep you constantly moving, dodging, and shooting, creating a sense of flow that's hard to match. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. Widely regarded as one of the greatest RPGs of all time, The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt offers a vast open world filled with memorable characters, quests, and stories. You play as Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter searching for his adopted daughter, Ciri, while navigating a world on the brink of war. The game's writing is exceptional, with morally complex choices that have real consequences. The world is rich with lore, hidden secrets, and dynamic events that make it feel alive. The combat is satisfying, with a mix of swordplay, magic, and alchemy. The visuals are stunning, from the lush forests of Velen to the snowy peaks of Skellige. With its rich world-building, engaging gameplay, and emotional storytelling, Witcher 3 is a must-play for any RPG fan. Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is more than just a game. It's a breathtaking journey into the world of samurais and honor. Set on the island of Tsushima during the Mongol invasion, you play as Jin Sakai, a warrior torn between tradition and survival. The game's open world is a visual masterpiece, with lush forests, serene temples, and fields of golden grass that sway in the wind. The combat is both elegant and brutal, allowing you to choose between honorable duels or stealthy assassinations. The story is deeply emotional, exploring themes of sacrifice, identity, and the cost of war. Whether you're writing haikus, following foxes to hidden shrines, or facing off against Mongol warlords, Ghost of Tsushima is an unforgettable experience that deserves a spot in your gaming library. Marvel's Spider-Man. Swinging through the streets of New York City has never felt this good. Marvel's Spider-Man lets you step into the shoes of Peter Parker, balancing his life as a superhero and a regular guy. The web-slinging mechanics are pure joy, making traversal across the city an absolute thrill. The combat is fast, fluid, and incredibly satisfying, with a mix of acrobatics, gadgets, and web-based attacks. The story is heartfelt, featuring iconic villains like Mr. Negative and Dr. Octopus, while also diving into Peter's personal struggles. The city is alive with activities, from stopping petty crimes to uncovering hidden backpacks filled with nostalgia. Gears 5. Gears 5 takes the iconic cover-based shooter formula and elevates it with a gripping story, stunning visuals, and refined gameplay. You play as Kate Diaz, a soldier on a mission to uncover the truth about her family's connection to the Locust threat. The campaign is intense, with a mix of explosive action, emotional moments, and semi-open world sections that give you more freedom to explore. The visuals are jaw-dropping, from icy tundras to desert wastelands, and the soundtrack perfectly complements the game's epic scale. Whether you're playing solo or co-op, Gears 5 is a standout title in the series and a must-play for fans of shooters and storytelling. Forza Horizon 4. Forza Horizon 4 is a love letter to car enthusiasts and open-world exploration. Set in a beautifully recreated United Kingdom, the game features dynamic seasons that change the landscape and gameplay. One week you might be racing through vibrant autumn forests, and the next you're drifting across frozen lakes. The car selection is massive, with hundreds of vehicles to collect, customize, and race. The game's shared open world adds a unique twist, allowing you to see other players cruising around in real time. Whether you're competing in high-speed races, completing stunt challenges, or just enjoying a scenic drive, Forza Horizon 4 offers endless fun and is a must-play for racing fans. Far Cry 5. Welcome to Hope County, Montana, a picturesque rural town under the control of a fanatical cult led by Joseph Seed. In Far Cry 5, you play as a deputy sheriff tasked with liberating the region from the grip of the Seed family. The open world is vast and filled with activities, from liberating outposts to fishing and flying planes. The gameplay is classic Far Cry, with a mix of shooting, stealth, and chaos. The story is dark and gripping, exploring themes of faith, freedom, and resistance. The game also introduces a companion system, allowing you to recruit allies with unique abilities. If you're looking for an action-packed open-world experience, Far Cry 5 delivers in spades. Uncharted 4. A Thief's End. Uncharted 4 is the perfect conclusion to Nathan Drake's epic adventure. This game takes you on a globe-trotting journey filled with treasure, danger, and personal stakes. The story is deeply emotional, focusing on Nathan's relationship with his long-lost brother Sam, and his struggle to balance his thirst for adventure with his love for his wife Elena. The gameplay is a perfect blend of exploration, puzzle-solving, and cinematic action set pieces. The visuals are stunning, from lush jungles to crumbling ruins. Doom is a brutal, fast-paced shooter that reinvents the classic franchise for a new generation. You play as the Doomslayer, a one-man army tearing through hordes of demons on Mars. The gameplay is relentless, encouraging you to constantly move, shoot, and chainsaw your way through enemies. The Glory Kill system adds a visceral layer to combat, rewarding you for getting up close and personal. The soundtrack, composed by Mick Gordon, is an absolute banger, perfectly complementing the chaotic action. If you're looking for a shooter that doesn't hold back, Doom is the ultimate adrenaline rush. Resident Evil 2. The remake of Resident Evil 2 is a masterclass in survival horror. Capcom took the 1998 classic and rebuilt it from the ground up, delivering a game that feels both nostalgic and fresh. You play as either Leon Kennedy, a rookie cop, or Claire Redfield, a college student searching for her brother, as they navigate the zombie-infested Raccoon City. The game's over-the-shoulder camera and modern controls make it more accessible, while the tension and atmosphere remain as terrifying as ever. The police station is a labyrinth of dread, filled with puzzles, limited resources, and the ever-looming threat of Mr. X, an unstoppable tyrant who stalks you throughout the game. With its stunning visuals, tight gameplay, and heart-pounding moments, Resident Evil 2 is a must-play for horror fans. The Last of Us Part 1. The remake of The Last of Us Part 1 is a stunning reimagining of the 2013 classic. This game tells the story of Joel and Ellie, two survivors in a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by a fungal infection that turns people into monstrous creatures. The emotional depth of the story is unmatched, exploring themes of love, loss, and survival. The gameplay has been refined, with improved AI, smoother controls, and breathtaking visuals that bring the world to life like never before. The relationship between Joel and Ellie is the heart of the game, and their journey will stay with you long after the credits roll. Whether you're experiencing it for the first time or revisiting it, The Last of Us Part 1 is a masterpiece of storytelling and game design. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is more than just a game. It's an experience. Set in the dying days of the Wild West, you play as Arthur Morgan, a member of the Van der Linde gang. The game's open world is vast and incredibly detailed, with every town, forest, and mountain feeling alive. The story is a poignant tale of loyalty, betrayal, and redemption, with Arthur's journey being one of the most compelling in gaming history. The gameplay is immersive, with a focus on realism. Whether you're hunting, fishing, or robbing a train, every action feels meaningful. The attention to detail is staggering, from the way Arthur's beard grows over time to the dynamic interactions with NPCs. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a monumental achievement in storytelling and world building, and it's a game that every player should experience at least once.